Oh my god, guys, I'm so happy we finally made it. Guess what? We have a video out in nature, not in the car, not rushing. The only thing is that I forgot to bring my microphone, so I'm gonna angle it like this, so like the microphone on the phone is as close as possible, and it hopefully gets picked up. Dude, tell me how I literally I almost died. Por eso me veo así like muertecita. It's because I wanted to hike the Biscayne from before the bridge all the way to the lighthouse, and literally I hadn't biked in so long because I haven't had a bike in so long, and it was 9 miles from where I parked to the lighthouse, and I was like, okay, perfect, like 20 miles easy, blah blah blah. Dude, when I was trying to get up the bridge, absolutely impossible. I felt like I was gonna die. I had to stop twice, and someone asked me if I was okay. I was like, sí, estoy bien, no te preocupes, lo que estoy falta de aire, y tuve que parar. Pero bueno, hopefully the audio is getting picked up. I'm trying to record this real quick because I've been sitting here for a while and my phone is like almost dead, so I have the low power mode turned on. That's why it kind of keeps turning off. But I want to talk a little bit because I finished the book of Esther, and there was like a part in the book that it really got me thinking, because it's talking about how when the king issues the thing to, I don't know if it was to kill the Jews, but Mordecai is the person that raised Esther after she was abandoned, and Esther is the new queen, right? And so he asked Esther, because he's a Jew, he asked her, hey, go to the king and let him know to spare us, like plead with him. And so Esther is kind of freaked out a little bit, because if she goes to the king's court to plead for them, sorry, I have to keep touching the screen because it might die. If she goes and then the king doesn't accept her, she could die. So obviously she's like a little spooked and kind of doesn't want to do it. But then Mordecai's like, hey, maybe that's the whole reason there's a mosquito. Maybe that's the whole reason. Oh my god, maybe that's the whole reason you were put in this position, right? And it kind of reminds me of how sometimes God gives you like ideas or things, or put things in your heart to do, and you kind of ignore it or you avoid it. Sorry, let me check real quick, because you're like, well, no, I don't want to do that, this and that, and for some reason all of the little ways that God is guiding you, you kind of start to ignore them, and you fall out of tune with him. It's just like Mordecai said, like if you don't follow God's guidance, if you don't follow the idea God gave you, if you don't do what he told you to do, all you're going to do is get more disconnected from him, because he's going to give that idea to somebody else after, right? Because his will and his purpose, like, it's going to be done either way. It's just a matter of if you're going to help him to achieve that or not. So it's like sometimes we're praying for something, and even it could be aligned with God's purpose in our life, and it could be all good, nothing selfish coming from it, but we don't see the fruit of that, or we don't see the results as fast as we would like to, and then we kind of get discouraged. But it's just a matter of, it's not your timing, right? Like for you, it's like, oh, it's been a year, it's been 2 years, and I still don't see anything coming from this, right? But you have to understand that we're all like interconnected on the earth, right? So just how God gives you little like nudges and you choose not to follow it, other people do the same, right? Because we all have free will. So it's like, maybe you're praying for something, sorry, I just got really windy. Maybe you're praying for something, but God needs to put like all of us into place, right? And somebody needs to listen to take that step, to take the step. It's like a domino effect. So like if you're praying for something and then people just aren't listening to God, they don't want to do it, God has to give them a chance, right? And then he goes to the next person. So if you're praying for something that is God's will for your life, and it's not happening, don't just give up on it, because that doesn't mean that God isn't working towards it. You just have to be patient, and you have to have faith, and you have to trust, because it's gonna happen eventually. Because just how you ignore God's nudges and stuff, other people do too, because they have free will. and so then he has to reach out to somebody else to get that accomplished for you. So have some patience. Like, we're all interconnected, right? Yeah, so I have like little notes I had taken on it. If you don't act on something, somebody else will. It's to advance God's purpose or reason someone else's blessings get delayed. Yeah, so when you get those nudges, just know, hey, maybe it's not even something for you. Like, it could be something as small as God telling you, like, hey, tell that person they look beautiful today, give them a compliment, be there for them, or it could be something big. But the more that you listen to the little nudges, the more that you will get them, and the more that you can advance things for God, right? So it's like, just like when you get a new car and then you start seeing your car everywhere, right? Because you're more in tune with that now. It's the same way with God. So once you start listening to the little messages, then you're gonna get more and more guidance to do things that are aligned with his purpose in your life. So don't want things to happen in your time, just have patience, keep working towards it, because just you have to have that trust and faith that God is putting everything where it needs to be. Yeah, we're all interconnected, so it's a domino effect, and if somebody doesn't want to listen, it's their choice not to, and then God has to find somebody else to do that. So with the nudges, listen to God. If you get an idea to like execute something, listen to God. If you don't do it, somebody else will, and it's like, oh my God, I keep seeing how like Michael Jackson would say that he would record a song before God gave it to Prince. So it's kind of like that, and when I was like younger, I had so many ideas for like entrepreneur stuff, but obviously like I would never act on it, or like I have did a lot of things, and I wish that I could go back and like full do them and full send it, but that's what we're trying to do now. Like I know I had an idea like when I was like 10, 12, like going around and getting people's stories, connecting people's stories on the internet and like on a website or video format, and so many people have done that by now. But it's also the other part to it, like just because God gives you an idea doesn't mean that it's just for you and you can delay it, like he can take it from you and give it to someone else. But also, just because someone else is already doing something, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't also do it, because you can add like a new perspective to it, a new twist to it. It's just the fact that it's you doing it, maybe it could attract more people to that. So don't get discouraged just because something's already been done. You can still do it, you can add to it, Don't be like, hey, like somebody already did. No, like if you're feeling like a nudge to do something, just go ahead and do it. And yeah, beyond that, I was talking to this person on Threads, and I don't know, I just think it's like kind of like egotistical, kind of, when people just assume like we're all there is in the world, right? Like we're the top creme of the creme, right? It's like, no, bro. Like we're like a speck of sand in the universe, right? And you think that you have it all figured out. You think that we know all there is to know. No, it's like just like we're animals, right? And people try to simplify it to that, like, oh, we're just animals, we're here for a little bit and then we die and that's it. And it's like, no, that's not it. Just like a dog, it doesn't understand the economy. It doesn't understand the need for there to be like a fire department. It doesn't understand how the world functions. We are the dogs to a bigger system at the end of the day, right? So for people, and I don't mean you guys, I mean like when I use you guys in general, for people to just think that like this is all there is, like I'm just here for a good time and then I'm just gonna do what I want and then we're all just gonna die anyway. Like, no, it's so much more than that, and I always feel like I sound kind of like schizo when I try to explain my perspective, but it's like, it's not schizo, and I'm tired of pretending that things are so black and white and things are so simple when they're not. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, super simple concept: do good unto other people, spread love, don't hurt other people on purpose, but beyond that, there's so much that we don't know. There's so much you can never know that maybe we're only gonna know when we die, right? So it's like, I'm tired of like pretending that it's not like, and it's like, I feel like it's because everyone is so distracted just trying to survive or trying to get through the day to day, and that's by design. Like, that's on purpose. Like, I don't want to sound schizo, but that's literally like the enemy, like, distracting you from what actually matters. And it's like, you're so distracted that you feel this disconnect with what the truth is and what you're actually supposed to be doing. So then you have this hole within you that you look for even more distractions to fill, and then you kind of just perpetuating that cycle over and over again of keeping yourself distracted, and then you feel empty, then you try to fill it, and you're never going to be able to fill that hole, because only Jesus, like a relationship with Jesus, is going to fill that hole for you. And it's something that I can't really explain, because it's just something that you feel, you know, and you do have to have the faith for it. But yeah, I don't know. Just, I feel like even if you're not spiritual or you're not Christian or anything, everybody could benefit a little bit more from grounding and not being as distracted as we are, because everyone is so distracted nowadays. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, that's just a little bit of what I want to talk about today. I'm gonna get going. I feel like I had a good break. Dude, I was biking here and I thought I was going to die because it's so sunny. Like, the sun is insane. So I'm super glad that I found this spot. I was able to use the restroom, fill up my water, have my little apple, and I was able to have my little outdoorsy video moment. I hope that the audio quality is not too bad. I wish I brought my headphones, but I didn't realize I was like gonna be able to record this, so I'm happy about that. I hope that this kind of resonated with some people. Just, I don't know, I can't emphasize it enough. I feel like once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, life is, like Timothy Chalamet say, life is coming from you, not at you. You're creating consciousness as you go every single moment. Like, you can decide to change it, right? So yeah, I don't know, just spread love and joy, I guess, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your day.